Hello.
Hello, everyone.
Welcome.
Welcome.
I am Coach Rochelle.
I am Coach Alisha Schwartz, and we are the mother-daughter dynamic duo.
Yes, we are. And we're here. We're back again.
We're back again.
What a fabulous
yes,
time.
And today's topic, when worry won't quit,
Yeah,
understanding
that's a good topic.
our own anxiety.
And
So,
boy,
with that,
yeah, we have a lot of anxiety we're going to talk about.
and we'll be right back.
In a world that's rushing, we slow it down, finding light where shadows surround. Heart to heart, where the truth is told. We rise together, stories unfold. The gold is within. If you don't go within, you go without. Every voice, every heart, it's what we're about. Together we rise, hand in hand, soul to soul.
I love that song. Oh, it's so good.
It is. It's such a beautiful song.
So today, this topic, why
It's a
when
big
worry
one.
won't quit, because we've all had moments when our worry, God, I have something on my eye, sorry. When our worry doesn't quit, and that's really what gives us the anxiety is
Yeah.
the worry. And if you're ruminating and ruminating and ruminating, it gets worse and worse. So what do you have to say? Rochelle?
And then it's really basically from this underlying thoughts that constantly come in, and you're going, you're not even conscious of it a lot of times.
No,
It
you're
just
not.
keeps on. It's like a record that keeps on going on and on and on. And I've experienced that,
Yeah.
I have. A lot of times it could be in the evening when I'm ready to go to sleep and my mind is like going nuts. So, anxiety starts to build, and then you become like, I feel it's almost paralyzing.
Well, and
You
that's
know?
it, making a good point in that when that worry keeps getting to you,
Mhm.
the emotion of that, and then it starts to give you physical symptoms, right? Because when you're worried, where else does it go? Where would it lay in the body if you're not moving it out and through
Yeah.
in a healthy way? You're constantly worrying and worrying. It's going to land in your body. Sometimes it's in your neck. Sometimes it's in
In the
your heart.
throat.
Sometimes it's in the throat, in the lower back,
Mhm.
depending on where, that weakness is within your body. What were you going to say?
No, and I think, it usually hits the part of you that is the weakest part. It could be your throat because it's an expression, when you're afraid to talk about it, it lands right here in your throat. And talking about it could be so healing if it's directed to the right person,
Yeah.
the
I
right
mean,
people.
I know when I'm worried,
Mhm.
it's like the freight train that just keeps going. And if you don't have skills and tools, which is what we're here to
Mhm.
provide people with, is being coaches for over 28 years, working with the light and the dark of who we are. Worry is just another part of who we are. What if we just said, okay, worry, like let's give it a name, worry
Wanda.
Wanda.
Okay, Worry Wanda, let's
And you
go.
have a little dialogue with Worry Wanda. You
Yeah.
wake up and you go, hi, Worry Wanda. What is it you want or need from me today? I need you to turn on some beautiful music and meditate for 10 minutes. Because a lot of times it's a part of us that needs attention. So the worry part of you needs attention instead of denying her or him
Yeah.
and resisting it. How about just becoming friends with it? Just like you would a best friend. And then start dialoguing.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds nuts. It's not. It's
It
really
isn't.
a
It really
part of who
isn't.
we are that needs
Yeah.
integration. So
Yeah.
Worry Wanda needed some love today. So
And isn't that usually the thing that we need the most?
it's all about love.
It's all about love. And it's going from the crazies of your mind and dropping into your heart. And that is where you really receive the peace and to share with you what it is that you need to do to kind of get into, like Alicia said, music is so healing. Dancing, you're moving that energy out. So many other
Writing.
things which we'll get to as little nuggets of inspiration. But it is just so perfect that if we have a space where we can share with somebody, like I'm feeling so much pressure. I just have to talk to somebody, because a lot of times getting outside yourself helps when somebody else can receive it. But truly make sure that you have the right person that you can trust and you can open up to. And there's no judgment. They're there to listen. And you can ask them, I need to hear what you're hearing from me. I need help. And there's no shame to that, by the way. I got to tell you, there is no shame, because it's something that I think we're all going through right now with the outside world. And there's so much pressure going on that it's so important for us to really come within our own selves and to receive what we need to be in alignment, grounded, patient with ourselves. And you're not alone on this. You're really not alone on this journey, because, like I said, the outer world is wild. So you want to come within your own self, because really that's where all the healing starts. But really sharing it with somebody, that can heal and hear you by giving you some thoughts about what they're hearing from you.
And
What do you think?
I think it's important to know your triggers. What triggers your worry? And then how to really work with it. And you really work with that trigger. Because if you're around people that trigger it, because they're listening to the news and they're constantly in fear and they're constantly, you want to be mindful then who you're around, because who you're around really does affect your emotional and physical life. So finding the triggers, maybe your trigger is that person's always they're not happy, they're always complaining, da 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 da. So you might want to take a note of that. Find another trigger. Maybe the trigger that you have around worry is, besides being around the wrong people, maybe it's a certain movie you're watching or what you're watching on TV.
Oh, yeah.
That creates more worry and more anxiety, because understanding the triggers around your anxiety and worry will help you move through that, so you don't have to stay in that cycle all the time. And then find a way to balance that out, which is maybe, write something down, like I'm triggered right now. Write it out. What were you going to say, Rochelle?
I was going to say that don't watch anything before you go to sleep. Because that will be...
That's a trigger.
It's such a trigger. And so why was it that people during COVID, how everybody was watching, all people, at least I know, were watching love stories and, things that gave them some hope, that they can at least feel that there's hope along the way, because we were very isolated. So I think that's something, I love watching love movies. I love it.
Hallmark.
Yeah, Hallmark was really on my list.
Yeah, or something, maybe a movie that you really want to watch that's all about, I don't know, funny, something funny.
Yeah.
Funny is really, really good. So those things that we're talking about balance out the anxiety, and understanding your anxiety is important. And if you have a deeper anxiety, let's say, then go see a therapist, go get some, professional help, work with a coach that can help you find strategies to work with your anxiety and understanding your triggers,
Yeah,
because it is your triggers.
it is. Absolutely.
If you don't know your triggers, you're going to spiral like a
Mhm.
hamster on a wheel. Why am I so anxious?
Yep.
I guess the first thing is, what is my anxiousness about? Ask yourself,
Yeah.
what is my anxiousness about today? And then write it out. It helps.
Yeah, it definitely does help when you get to that point. And even, listening to something that will help you. There's so much information
God.
out there that get on and just put in.
Podcasts.
I mean, it's
There's
amazing.
a million different things.
It really is. And there's so much for you to kind of get all that information that you need. And let me tell you, it's at your fingertips. It's just taking an action. You want to take an action so that you can move forward and start to feel better within yourself. That's the most important thing. And I think the more you do this, that when you kind of falter, get off track,
Mm-hmm.
you're so aware that wait a minute, I'm not feeling great. I'm really going down this spiral.
Mm-hmm.
Let me do something. So you're very conscious. Like, what do they say? It takes 30 days to
28
28 days, excuse
to
me,
break a habit,
and 28
then to create
to create a new one.
Yeah.
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 And it really is true. It really is true.
And I can't emphasize this enough. I know my mom agrees with me, is that you have to know what your triggers are.
Mhm.
So if it's scrolling on the internet,
Mm.
right, on Instagram or any of the
Yeah.
other, and it makes you anxious, because it does, because you're seeing other people doing things maybe
Yep,
that you're not, and then
or
you're
that you want to
comparing,
do and they're doing it and you're not doing it.
and you're comparing everybody to you. That brings on a lot of anxiety. So to balance it, like we said, watch something funny, watch a funny movie, get back, meditate, get into some kind of a place where you can balance the trigger.
And you know what else helps a lot is to get outside.
Be in nature.
Be in nature. Do you know that nature has all that oxygen for us? And it's so healing. Even when you take a walk, you go to the beach, you start to notice that you're feeling a lot lighter,
Mm-hmm.
a lot freer, and you're happy.
That's right.
What a concept,
Yep. Happy is good. We like happy.
Yeah, it does. It changes all the endorphins, and you start to feel like, I got it. I
Yeah.
got it. I really do. But it takes work.
Yeah. It takes a consciousness is everything, right? So if you're
Mhm.
not conscious of who you are and what you are doing daily and why you do the things you do and the patterns and the
Mhm.
behaviors and all those fun things, and like we're talking about your triggers, to know your triggers is to find the gift of the gold, because if you know it, you can change it.
Mhm.
If you
Or-
don't know it,
Right.
how can you change it?
Or you have this thing like you're in this pity party
Oh,
and you're going and why did this happen and what am I going to do about it? And it's like, wait a minute, let's stop and say, wait, there's something here for me and I've got to know what it is,
yeah. Absolutely. I just think it's so important to know, why you're doing what you're doing. And if you know what you're doing and why you're doing it, you could choose and you can make a different choice, because it's all about choice.
It is.
And if you don't think you have a choice, you do. You just have to get in tune with what you are doing and why you're doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, why do I keep creating these same people
That's a great-
that are mirroring back to me my worry?
Yes.
Well, check in. Why are you worried? What is your worried about? Is it financial worry? Is it relationship worry? Right? Is it
Mm.
not having enough time for yourself? Right? Is it that? Is it not taking care of yourself worry? Is it your health? So find the areas in which you're worried. Maybe, write it down, jot it down. You know what? My health, I'm a little concerned because I'm not whatever it is. or relationship.
That's
You know
a big
what?
one,
I
relationships.
don't know, but I keep creating the same kind of man in my life or
Mhm.
woman in my life that is coworker in my life is fill in the blank is what? And then find out what that is. So you could do some like internal research.
Yeah, right.
Just call it a research project on yourself.
We
A
have
little
a-
bit of a research.
It's like we have a library inside
Yeah.
us, and all we have to do is tap in and just be still. You know, I always like the
You
saying,
know. She's becoming from London, you know,
be still and know
that
that
I am God. Or spirit,
or
or whatever you
spirit,
believe in.
or the stars, or the moon. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't. And that's where you need to go. Because I think when you're in that anxiety, it's usually harder. So you've got to stop. You know, after a while, it's so painful to keep on going down that road. And it's like,
and why do you want to? You don't even want to be around you. So why
Yeah.
would anyone else want to be around you? I mean, if that's not
It's
enough,
true.
then look at it. What is so? I notice a lot of people, not so much as much anymore, because I think more people are willing to really look at themselves to some degree and take some responsibility for why their life is looking the way
Which
it
is
does.
big, taking responsibility.
huge.
Oh my God.
Yeah, take responsibility for your anxiety.
Yeah.
Right? Because you don't want to be walking around throwing your anxiety all over everybody else.
Because you'll find nobody around you. They
So
want to
again,
hear you.
you can use your anxiety or your anxiety can use you. You have a choice.
You do.
And I would say use the anxiety for your benefit. Maybe it's go out and talk to a support group. Create
That
your own
always helps.
create
Oh
your
my
own
God, does
support
that help?
group.
Yes.
So you
start
can
one.
have an anxiety support group and how you can help each other. There's so many support groups out there. Why not create one to support you and everybody else?
Yeah, totally.
Right? Again, hire coaches
We're here for
to
you.
work with you on a weekly basis
Mhm.
to give you tools and skills to work with your anxiety. We understand it.
Oh, we sure do.
And we have plenty and plenty and plenty to work with you to
All
get
those
you to the
tools.
other side of it.
100%.
And
I think once you do that, it starts to feel better. You feel better. Your energy feels better. You'll find that people that will kind of come into your life, you'll know right away if those are the people you want to be with. You really will.
I'll never forget, we had this exercise where we would monitor our internal flame.
Oh, yes.
So if you look behind your belly, just visualize behind your belly that there is a flame. Okay, you can a light bulb, a fireplace flame, whatever you want to, whatever kind of flame you want. See it behind your belly button, and when you wake up in the morning, ask yourself, on a scale of 1 to 10, where is my flame right now around my anxiety? Wow, now you're becoming conscious of that worry and you're giving it a scale. 1 to 10. 10 being it's over the top anxious, and 1 being it's not, and so on. And that way you can monitor your flame, because a flame that's anxious is high.
Yep.
Right? So you wanna keep your flame high, but not from worry.
Right. Right.
So that's another way to see,
Yeah.
on a scale of 1 to 10, where is your anxiety right now? Right? Just
Oh,
another little tool.
Oh, yeah. We have so many things that we want to share with you as well. And I know that when you hear this podcast, you're going to feel so excited that here we are, a mother and a
Well,
daughter.
I'm not the mother.
No,
you're the
but I'm
mother.
just saying, well, that's true.
I'm a mother to a furry child.
That's true. See, I'm not that bad.
My little furry Chloe.
Right. But really, to see how in a relationship, what happens as well. When you're high in anxiety, with Alicia, I usually, not all the time, I usually have to walk away. I just, because it almost gets to a point where sometimes I have to be right and I want to make her wrong.
There you go. How many people out there have a mother-daughter, daughter-mother that want to make their mother-daughter wrong?
Yeah. And
So they could be right.
right. And, sometimes people don't know that. They will go to their deathbed
Yes. They will go to their deathbed because
knowing that they're right. And so big deal. So you're right. Ho, ho.
Ho, ho, ha, ha, he, he. So that's really what we're talking about now. When worry won't quit, understand your anxiety. But right now, we're going to take a quick break, sponsor break, and we'll be right back.
Yay.
Raise your hand if you've ever been busy. Raise your hand if you've ever got tired and feel like you just need a couple days off. Most people would have both hands up right now. That's our world, fast-paced and income-driven. That's why we get caught up in our own lives so often, and that's why it's understandable when most people don't focus on worries that aren't their own. So what makes someone become a humanitarian? Someone whose whole life focuses on the welfare of other humans.
When you go back and you see kids that were living on the streets, kids had no structure, they had no routine, people who had nothing, they didn't have meals. When you see that all of a sudden they're waking up, they have structure, they have something to do, they have a meal in their belly, their life changes completely. They, like I said, their self-esteem changes, their self-worth, their ability to know who they are in the world and what they have the potential of becoming, to give that hope, to give that dream, and then to watch people actually use that to do good for themselves and others it's amazing. It becomes an addiction.
And with Serena's help, we'll find the meaning of life to a humanitarian.
Oh, we're back.
There we go. I had to take a sip. Okay, so we're back. And like we said, we were talking about, there it is, when worry won't quit, understanding anxiety. So we're going to give you a little bit more
Things to practice.
little action steps and
Little
practices.
golden nuggets. I love to say that.
She does.
I love it. I just
And
love it.
also really important that if you like our podcast,
Yeah,
please subscribe, like and subscribe. And you can always, find us so you can have a discovery call and we can go deeper into your anxiety
Yeah.
and give you some awesome coaching
Yeah. we
that'll
sure
change your
could.
life forever. Promise.
And, I was just saying to Alicia, I remember reading an article on anxiety. And one of the things they happened to have said was to go back to something in your childhood that you like to do, whether it's finger painting or coloring in a coloring book. What other things is it?
Pottery, right? You could do pottery.
It's something that brings you back and it makes you feel, again, like secure. You're going within and you're doing things to get yourself out of your head into your heart and doing something as you like to do when you're a kid. And I thought, wow, that was really cool.
And sometimes it could be bike riding. I love my bike riding. I tell you this. If I have a lot of worry or anxiety, I'll just get on my bike and I'll go. And it makes me feel so much better to get those endorphins out too. What were you going to say?
And I think breathing.
Oh, breathing.
Imperative.
Deep breathing.
Deep breathing. There's
Breathe
so many
in.
different ways of breath work.
Hold it
really.
for 4 seconds. Breathe out 4 seconds. Breathe in 4, out 4.
And you just keep on releasing and you're dropping into that space of
meditation
and just being still and hearing whatever it is. And it takes a practice. I'm not saying it may happen right away, it may not, but be patient with yourself because you'll start to notice the difference when you went into the meditation and how you feel when you came out.
And I think write down your triggers.
Oh God, yes.
And you could do just like in each area of your life. Maybe it's a relationship. Who triggers you? Who triggers that anxiety? Name them. Name them.
Name them and claim them.
Name them and claim them. So at least you know who your trigger points are.
Yeah.
And then maybe it's in, besides your relationships, maybe it's in your finances. Hello. Just write down. I know this one real well. write down the areas that trigger you around your finances. Maybe it's getting rid of something that is going to help you save money. Maybe it's, not spending X on certain things, right? So just write it out, because you cannot lie to yourself or be in delusion when you write it out,
Yeah,
right?
It's definitely
You're telling yourself the
yes.
truth. This is my
Yeah.
trigger.
Yeah. And that's so important. And also, what about, affirmations? Oh my
Beautiful.
God.
So give a calming affirmations, right? So, like, what would yours be? One calming affirmation to balance the anxiety.
I'm perfect the way I am.
How about I am free to be me?
That's another one. And you can write them. The very, very beginning of this, I used to get sticky notes, putting them on the dashboard in my car, putting them on mirrors in the bathroom, putting wherever
Not on the toilet.
wherever my eyes would go, there was an affirmation. So I wherever it was, there I am.
Yeah.
And that's so good.
And really reevaluate who you're hanging around with.
Oh God, yes, please.
Really reevaluate
Yeah.
it. Really look, does this person make me feel good about myself, or does this person make me feel bad about myself? Does this person give me anxiety when I'm
Mhm.
around them, or does this person make me feel anxiety free?
Or there are people that are narcissists, and it always is about them.
And does that make
And
your
that doesn't
anxiety
make
go
it
crazy?
Right. And we've experienced that. So we know from which that comes from. And it's like, no.
And maybe write your anxiety self a letter.
That's good. That's
Hi,
good.
anxiety Anna. Anxiety Anna. I am so happy to see you again, but this time I want to write you a letter. I feel anxious today because I keep talking about the same problem I've had for 400 years, whatever. This person triggers me. I can't do this. I can't, whatever your anxiety is, write it out. A letter to your anxiety.
And why do people, because you can explain that quickly, why do people use another name?
The reason we use another name other than our own is to disidentify with that, so we can freely communicate with that part of ourselves, because it's not personal. It's outside, so you can dialogue freely. There's not the same emotional tie that you have. That's why we do it.
Yeah. And it's really good.
Yeah.
It really is.
And I mean,
What
that's
else?
powerful
Yeah.
to me.
I think we have given you.
And then call us. That's the other piece.
Yeah, a discovery
Call us for
call.
a discovery call to really work with step by step how to work through that level of anxiety within yourself. You can relieve the tension inside, but if you don't go within, you go without.
Without a doubt. With
Scream and shout.
Scream and shout and let it out.
I was going to say something else, but I'm not going to say that now.
Nope, not today.
Not today. Maybe the next topic.
Maybe.
So yeah, I mean, again, and just write a daily before you go to sleep. Listen to some soft music and just quietly say to yourself something you've always wanted to be, told. Maybe it's I love you for the way you are. Start giving yourself the love you're looking for outside and give it to yourself, and you'll get more love, because whatever you give in, you get out.
That's very true.
You like that?
Very, very. We have so many wonderful things to share with you. Each time you come on this podcast, there's so many little tidbits that we hope that you receive, that it like lights you up, and then you say, wow, I would like to work with them.
Those girls.
I mean, how could you look at us, mother, daughter?
Dynamic duo.
Yeah.
So we are here for you, and we are sending you tons of love out there in the world. And again, like and subscribe to our YouTube channel, Mother Daughter Dynamic
And we have some
Duo.
great stuff coming up too.
We have some great
Stay
workshops
tuned.
coming up very soon. I can't believe we're in the middle of October already.
Yeah.
New Year's coming, it's Christmas.
Yeah.
Thanksgiving. Oh my God. So stay tuned. We will be back, and we have a fabulous topic.
Yeah.
And in the meantime, Know that your anxiety has some gifts to share. And with
We,
that,
we love you. We thank you. We bless you.
and mwah!
In a world that's rushing, we slow it down, finding light